Life happens in real time, allegedly. Because, girl, what even is time but yet another man made construct to condition us and limit our consciousness? But that's a whole nother conversation. Let me not go off on a tangent. Anyway, life happens in real time. And right now, in real time, the thoughts of how I wish I had kept going are haunting me, like literally keeping me up at night, every night. After making the decision to no longer pursue growing and scaling my creative agency, I do feel back in alignment and in focus on my own dreams of growing and building my personal brand. I had to finally let go and return to that creative calling that I just simply couldn't shake. But even though I've been executing consistently, experiencing extreme moments of clarity and pure enjoyment along the way, if I'm being honest, beneath it all, I wish I'd kept going. I wish I kept going after starting my blog in 2012. I wish I kept going when I first launched Beneath the Seams as an IGTV series back in 2018. I wish I had kept going after posting my first YouTube video 9 years ago. Where would I be? Who would I be if I had just kept going? I'm sharing this because I truly believe in my heart that we are all connected via divine assignment and alignment. I think as listeners, viewers, and supporters of the pod, God has uniquely assigned me to each of you and each of you to me. We may never meet, y'all may never comment, but you out there, you listening, and you feel connected to these conversations because in some way we are all going through similar experiences. You know, y'all are my people. And so I'm not alone in this. And I know that this feeling has resonated across many different conversations you're having, either with your friends, your family, or if you like me, in your head with yourself. And so I'm not alone in feeling like this, but I do want to share how I'm healing through this. Y'all know I can be super deep and reflective. Okay. Depth is definitely my love language, but I'm also energetic and fun and hopeful. And even in the midst of darkness and overthinking, I hold on to light. You have to hold on to some tiny piece of light. And in this season, the light that I'm holding on to is being proud of myself. Although I'm sad about stopping, I'm also super proud of myself for starting again and starting over and over again as many times as I need to until I get it right. Damn it. Okay. I'd rather look back over my life. Okay. As I look back over my life. Come on. It takes a good old Southern Christian Baptist to get that hymn. Okay. But I would rather look back over my life and have a journey filled with attempts over a journey filled with exempts. I want to have evidence that I tried and that I succeeded or even failed versus living with regret and the what ifs, living with being exempt from having any tries, any successes, any failures, or any experiences at all. So I'm going to keep waking up every day and trying to figure this shit out because honestly, what else can we do? One thing for sure is that time will inevitably pass us by. So I hope this sends a loud message to you to just do the damn thing you can't stop thinking about. Remember, we are prioritizing attempts over exempts. I know it's hard. I know it's frustrating. I know sometimes you just don't know if you're coming or going, especially if you are in survival mode like me, where you're just trying to figure out how to provide for yourself. It's so hard to focus on things that are at your core when you are counting every penny, you know? And so I feel that on a personal, in a deeper level. But sometimes expressing yourself in a way that's important to you by doing something you've always wanted to do, starting something that you've always wanted to start, is the only way to make it make sense. A lot of ways, me being consistent with the pod right now, is keeping me here. It's keeping me sane. It's keeping me together. And so it's important for me to continue to show up to this. So beneath it all, I'm kind of sad and I'm experiencing extreme uncertainty. But to overcome those feelings, I'm focusing on forgiveness. I think it's important to always be figuring out how to pull yourself out. So I'm leaning into forgiveness. Pastor Darius Daniels, I attend Change Church, and he does this devotional series to accompany each sermon every week. So you go to church or you watch the sermon online, and then you get an email with a devotional about the sermon to take you through the week. So clutch, right? Like, oh, I love it so much. I love him so much. And so last week, the sermon series was about forgiveness. And often when we think about forgiveness, our mind extremely, immediately goes to other people. Who in my life haven't I forgiven? Who can I work on forgiving? But I think it's important to also go to yourself. Sometimes we leave ourselves out of that equation. And I'm focused on forgiving myself right now, forgiving myself for discounting the innovation, the ingenuity, the creativity, and the effort that it took for me to even get to this point. So instead of being so hard on myself for stopping and wishing I had kept going, I'm giving myself credit for even starting because it took grit, creativity, belief in myself to even start. Some people never even start. And so I'm focusing on forgiving myself for discounting that. Sometimes when you think about the goal of where you are versus where you want to be, it seems so far away. And so you forget how far you've come. So I apologize to myself, Kayla, I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize to you for discounting what you've done this far. And I'm making a commitment to be intentional about acknowledging those things as we continue to move forward. So I hope in some small way that as we continue to just simply figure life out, this helps you. I want you to do the thing. I hope that you are encouraged to just do the damn thing that you cannot stop thinking about. And I hope that you prioritize having a life filled with attempts over exempts because we don't want to look back and have regrets. So I apologize to myself and I'm making a commitment to not discount what I've already done. And I hope in some small way this helps you too as you continue to just figure life out. So, y'all, I want to officially welcome you to Beneath It All. Think of this as real time reflections, right? Producing the podcast is a full on production. And although the content and the things that we talk about are evergreen and will forever be relevant, sometimes I beat and live through the podcast episode content 2 weeks or even a month prior to it being put out. Your girl is a one woman band doing the best she can. Okay. So I'm producing, creative directing, filming, editing, all of the things myself. And so I wanted a way to be able to connect with you guys regularly, to keep the conversations consistent, to keep me consistent in between longer form podcast episodes. And I also wanted a way to communicate with you guys in real time what I'm going through and what I'm thinking through, those thoughts that keep me up at night. Because again, I know that I'm not alone. And sometimes we just need to hear it from somebody else. And so when we're not going beneath the seams on the pod, we will be going beneath it all, where I am checking in with you and telling you in real time all of the goings on. Okay. And I chuckle a little bit because I'm a creative genius. Beneath it all is just a genius way to have like a mini pod tied within our larger podcast experience. So shout out to me, okay? So think of Beneath It All as an extension of Beneath the Seams, just more in the moment, more real-time reflections. I once had a listener leave a comment and she said, listening to my podcast felt like she was on FaceTime with a friend. And I'm like, yes, girl, exactly that. Those are the vibes because to know me is to know FaceTime is my love language. Like, girl, FaceTime me and we go together real bad. Okay. But depth is just a priority for me. And you often don't have relationships where everybody around you, you get to see them all the time. And so FaceTime is like the closest thing to that. So I'm glad that these conversations feel warm in that way. And so a FaceTime call is what you can think of when you think of Beneath It All, where we have conversations that expose just even deeper layers of who we are and what's going on. And I know y'all like, girl, Kayla, girl, how deep can it get? Deep, girl, deep. Okay. There's many layers to me. It's always something going on. And so I wanted to officially welcome you to Beneath It All. And listen, y'all, guess what? I have also officially launched our private community over on Substack. So if you're listening to this, you are the first to know. I have been working and thinking through a way to bring us together in community outside of y'all just having to sit here and listen to me yap. I wanted to be able to build deeper connections. I wanted us to be able to have Zoom calls and virtual meetups so that we can really connect on a deeper level. And so I have officially launched. I had to do my research and do all of the things to really figure out what I wanted this to look like. And so it is ready for you to join. I would love to have y'all over there because, y'all my people. And so we're going to be doing live monthly virtual hangouts, Q&A sessions, having real conversation, creating real connections. You'll also get subscriber only posts. So you'll be able to take a deep dive. I also have a little private podcast over there. This is the FaceTime call. That over there is the voice note, okay? Where I get to say things that I can't say on the internet because the internet is still a very, very public place. So over there we have a private podcast. And so I would love to have you guys take a listen once you join the community. And then you also get to co-produce the show with me. So giving me your creative ideas, your input, and even being a guest on the pod. So that's some of the perks and some of the benefits you get of being a part of my community. So I would love to see you guys over there. Don't meet me there, be me there.